If you want to be a parent, you will be a parent. That's what my dad told us when we first started IVF. And 7 years later, we get it. Just published an article with Columbia University touching on this topic and just wanted to take some time to explain it, provide some context. What it's really about is understanding that, in my experience, in the beginning, is a resistance mindset. It's, I don't want to do this. Why is this happening to me? This is terrible. This is so not what I had in mind. And as quickly as possible, shifting to an acceptance mindset, one that's full of gratitude, curiosity, self empowerment. An acceptance mindset allows you to be in the present of what is and not what it should be or what you wish it was. And the faster you can get there, this applies to so many aspects of life, but I think in fertility, it's so imperative, and it really is what helped power us through really 7 really brutal years. Just really was tough. And that doesn't mean, though, avoid it, right? Like, just because something's tough, we don't need to avoid it. And just because something's not what we had in mind doesn't mean it's not, something that we can handle. And my dad said those words in June of 2019, around that time. And about 6 months later, he unexpectedly passed away. And so I was faced with a situation where I've had this significant loss. On top of that, I had to decide about continuing with IVF, and which was a very, very difficult experience for me already. And so, interestingly enough, amazingly enough, it was my dad's words, among others, that lessons that he shared, that carried me through to say, want to be a parent, be a parent. It helped really encourage discipline, self-love, peace, everything that goes really with acceptance at the end of the day, which is mostly a feeling of peace and abundance, and helped power through this process. And it was particularly helpful when after we created all the embryos, we found ourselves again in a situation we did not expect nor want, which was realizing that to preserve our sacred embryos, going through surrogacy would be our best next option. And there were so many unknowns about surrogacy. It was not something I was very familiar with. And there were just so many unknowns about it that it wasn't something that, felt like I wanted to accept. It felt like failure, really, for me personally. And we still, though, anyway, signed up. And right upon sign up, I still felt those feelings. However, since I want to be a parent and this was a pathway for us, we signed up. And so it took me time to deal with my feelings about surrogacy. And really, it wasn't until 2 years later when we finally met her and her husband that it felt right. It felt good. It felt supportive. It felt like we have a team and we're going to get there. And now we have our baby, and she's healthy and she's safe and she's ours. So I share all of this to really reinforce that no matter how you get there, you can get there. And being open to options and moving as quickly as possible into acceptance is the best way to not only advance those options, but find inner peace and inner strength. And so if I can help anybody with this mindset and everything that goes with it, and anyone that listens to this message feels even more slightly encouraged. I'm not sugarcoating that it's a tough path. What I'm saying is that you can do it. You can handle it. You can handle it. Because what we'll cover as we continue to share is different ways to handle it, and different mantras and ways of looking at things that helped us. And if you want to be a parent, you'll be a parent, I would say, would be the overarching concept that really, really, really we always went back to. This is our process. This is our experience. This is what is. Let's address it. Let's address it. And you might notice I'm not saying the word journey. It's not my favorite word. It's an experience. It's your life. It's your life. It's a significant life event. And you only have one life. So if you want to be a parent, you will be a parent.